Hey, this is Life with Shauna Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is called Husband Cheated with Partner's Mom. Let's watch the video.
Hey, like I said, we pulled up to my mom's crib and I said, Mom, you sleeping with my boyfriend? He was like, oh, I didn't want you to find out this way. I love you, baby. I love you. I was like, no, you janky, you wild, all this. I wanted to smack her, but you know that's my mom. She was like, you're too young for him anyway. Lady, you're 47 years old. He's 20. What? I said, you're too old for him. You're too old to be doing all of this. And she said, you're a little girl. He needs a grown lady like me. But you know what, Mom? I'm calling Grandma. And you know my grandma ain't hesitate to get up here. And she beat that ass. Just like back in the day, whoop my mom with a whole belt. And I thank Grandma for that every day. We're crying and all that. Period. Okay, guys, so I hope y'all enjoyed that video. And like and follow me for more. You'll already know we coming back with more and more content for real. Like, seriously. This is the page where you hear all the stories get lit. When you're bored, come here. Like, why wouldn't you follow me? It's like, nah, but I really love you guys. Share this video for me and get this on the For You page for me, please. They need to hear this.
It's so weird for someone to be like, so they're messing her mom, her mother to be messing with her boyfriend. That's crazy. Have you ever heard of anything like that? Comment below. Let's watch the next video.
Okay, here is part 2 of how I ultimately caught my husband having an affair with my mother. Also, this comment was left by my fully biological sister that my parents conceived when they were in high school and gave up for adoption. So if you want more on the story of her and my relationship with her, let me know. So my grandmother came to me and she had expressed that she had witnessed some odd behavior between my mother and my husband. Kind of similar stuff to how I described in the last video that I had witnessed. And when she told me this, I mean, part of me was absolutely crushed. But the other part of me felt so validated to know that I wasn't crazy and that I wasn't the only one seeing these things. So I asked her, what do I do? Do I confront them? Do I ask them? Because in my head, I still didn't want to believe that something was happening. And sure, everything that was happening was insanely inappropriate, but it doesn't outright 100% prove that an affair is happening. I know, obviously it was. But I didn't have proof. And for me, it's like, I did not want to make those accusations if I didn't have cold, hard evidence. So my grandma, bless her heart, she encouraged me that the truth always comes to light, and she encouraged me to just sit and wait. And I wasn't sure if I was going to follow that advice. But turns out I didn't have to, because that night, I got proof. Okay, so it's February of 2022, and a couple months prior, my husband had been fired from his job. And so in order to pay the mortgage, he was door dashing. And anytime that he would DoorDash, he would always let me know what time frame he planned on doing that for. And if he ever planned on running later than he first initially told me, he'd let me know, hey, I'm going to work later than I thought. This was never an expectation that I asked for. It was just something that he created. So I always knew when he was working and when to expect him home so I could have dinner ready. So that night he had told me that he'd be home around 9, and when 9:30 came around and I hadn't heard from him, I reached out to him. Specifically, I FaceTimed him. So he answered, and I asked him what time he thought he would be home and if I needed to have dinner ready for him or if I could just go to bed. He had expressed that he had lost track of time and didn't realize how late it had gotten and that he would be heading home soon. He said, don't worry about dinner, I'll just hit a drive-thru on the way home. Now, as he's talking, I'm paying attention to the background. He's in his car, but he's parked. And I notice out his driver's side window, the buildings behind him. And I realize that I recognize them. But I recognize them as being in the city we live in, not the city that he says he was in. So I go, hey, I thought you said you were in this city. And he's like, oh yeah, I am. So I should be home in about 20 minutes. And I go, no, you're not. I can see that building behind you and you're in this city that we live in. And his face goes white. And so we go back and forth arguing about where he is or where he isn't. And finally, he admits that he's exactly where I said he was. And I go, why are you lying? This is so weird. Like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, I can't make out what was said, but I could hear a woman's voice. And he turns over to his passenger seat as if listening to that voice speaking. And I go, "Who are you with?" And he says, "I'm not with anyone." And I say, "I just heard someone talk. Who are you with?" And he hung up on me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to make a part 3.
That's crazy. If you want me to do part 3 to her video, please comment below and I'll do it. But this is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out. Bye.